Hello, everyone. This is Ron again with the second episode of my Silent Hill full playthrough. I am going to be opening up the door that needs three keys. I'm just taking a quick look at my keys here. Um, One thing that I forgot to mention last time, why this house has a door that requires three keys is beyond me. It's never really explained. But, I'll just roll with it. Check my ammo real quick. Things like that. So I'm gonna go and open these here. Well, I go and open them. As you know, this commentary is being recorded after it's finished. Yep, it's unlocked. So I go out the door, and then we have this little sequence here. It gets dark again, and my character's flashlight turns on, and I think I turned it off. Yep, I turned it off. Turn it back on. You can turn the flashlight off at any time and wander around. I never really do that because most of the time when it's dark, you want it on. So yep, I grabbed these health drinks, and then we got this ominous music kicking in, and I just took a quick look around the backyard with my gun drawn, and that is one thing that Silent Hill managed to get that. Resident Evil didn't get until, Resident Evil 6 this year-ish? You could have your gun out, ready to fire and move. You could move and shoot. So yeah, here I am. I'm walking around, or walked around and looked. And now I'm back out, actually, in the town, and just seeing where I want to go. And I actually decided to go the opposite direction of towards the elementary school. I want to just do a little bit of exploring and try and see if I can't find any goodies, but I don't think that really pans out. Yeah, still just looks terrible running. Still snowing out. Now it's all dark and I need my flashlight. So yeah, see, I decided, okay, well, not worth dealing with this crap. So head back down the alleyway. And one thing that when you're outside and it's dark out in this game, there are actually more enemies around than there is when it's daytime. So you actually need to be a little bit careful. I was just like checking this place out because it looked different. Didn't really find anything. But, so I keep, yeah, oh yeah, I just got nailed. He just, like, came out of nowhere, and, just smacked me right in the face. But, my guy's pretty tough, so he just powers through it, keeps going. Yeah, so making my way towards the school here. This part isn't terribly exciting, it's just me running and checking the map. Like I said last time, real good at checking the map. Do that a lot. And I gotta make sure to stay on the sidewalk. And then I think I checked here, but it's locked. And I'm kind of like, what the hell? Okay, fine. Screw this. Because since there's so many enemies about, I can't really stay still, because I don't want to get killed. So yep, check the map again, and on my way to the school. And once I actually get to the school, that's where I spend pretty much. I spend the rest of the episode there, I think, and working on some puzzles and stuff. And that's where the game like really starts to ramp up. And this game really does a great job of like setting its mood and everything, and and the way it does it is so well. It still works even today. Like there are parts in this school that are still unsettling. Yeah, I attempted to check the map, didn't have a map there, but so I'm just checking this out here and hitting X. And, yeah, there I grab the map. Could you imagine, like, someone being like, a map. This is too useful. I don't need this. No maps. I checked my ammo. I think I was checking my health because I remembered that there were some enemies in the school and I wanted to be ready to deal with them. Um, yeah, so I go and I'm just kind of at this point I'm just kind of going. I'm not quite sure exactly where I want to go. Um, Now, see, I go out here and I get the little bell noise like there's enemies, so I just turn around and try to head back this way. But then we got this music in, so I'm checking the map. And then I wander over here to this little reception area. And over here is actually some documents that are like clues to these puzzles that you have to complete in elementary school. Um, so we will see me actually check all these. Um, they're all written in blood on top of other things. Kind of odd. Harry never really seems to care that they're written in blood. It's just, yep, they're written in blood. And most of these clues, I stay on them a little bit longer because I'm actually checking them. And then I kind of like check to see if it saves it anywhere. And unfortunately discover that unfortunately it doesn't keep anything. But I check all these clues out. And then I proceed to start exploring the library some. And this area of the game is kind of where it starts to mess with you a little bit. We'll be seeing that in a little bit shortly here. And when that happens, I will talk about it. So I try to go back there. But most of this is just going to be me exploring the school. I don't think I actually finished all the puzzles in here. I think I maybe do one or two. But just checking these clues again. Oh yeah, I check. Like I just check my inventory a lot, make sure I'm good to go because this is also an area where you start seeing more enemies. Oh yeah, and then I'm like, oh yeah, handgun ammo, just randomly in here. I take them, and it's funny because like, despite the fact that I am, what am I doing here? Oh yeah, I was taking a look at the different floors in the school. Um, I do basically wind up having to go to all of them. Um, but and look at this poster. This poster becomes important later on. Um, but it's really weird. It's just like this weird like poster with like dead bodies hanging by it. Don't know why you'd hang that in an elementary school of all places, but you know. Some people, I guess, have different tastes. But when it comes to, back to talking about ammo, I actually liberally make use of my gun in this episode, and as we'll be seeing, and even by the time I finish it, I am never to a point where I feel like I'm running out of ammo. Um, Really weird. I start doing a little bit of conserving a little bit later on. And then right here, what I'm doing is I'm just searching around the room. Now that's something that Silent Hill, or at least this particular game, is really good about. I don't have to necessarily be stuck by those, be stuck by the really strange and awkward camera angles. A lot of times, there's at least some element of control allowing me to either get a better view or just look around. Many times I can use a button to just move the camera right behind my guy, which is great when I'm fighting because then if I hear enemies, I can very quickly get at least a decent view of things. So I just saved real quick there, and I head back out. And then I continue my exploration of this school. I was just checking those lockers, I don't think. And that's one other thing that's also pretty nice about Silent Hill is if an item is interactable, it's obvious, but it's obvious in a way that isn't glaringly obvious. Like, it's very subtle, but it's like you can tell if something is like, oh, this is something I need to interact with, or this is something that I don't need to worry about. But it's not so jarring as in, like, say, Resident Evil, where if an object is interactive, it's obviously going to be differently textured because of the pre-rendering. Yeah, there was the first look at enemies. I didn't bother with them right now. I just ran by them. And here's where I get my first real taste of combat. These little children with knives. Oh yeah, that one got me. I wasn't paying attention, but I basically deal with them. And then, I just kind of shoot them. Because, I'm sorry, but, evil children with knives. Yeah, and the thing is with this, when enemies are dead, the radio noise goes away. So I was kind of like, so that was kind of just how I could make sure they're dead. I checked my ammo again. Look at that. I still have almost 100 rounds of ammo total, including a full clip and extra rounds. But I kill those guys. Well, those guys are just so like they aren't really hard to kill, but they're so unnerving. Because they're just like these small little children with knives. They lunge at you, grab you, and then when you knock them down, and they're not quite dead yet, they shake their head. Now this room, this is kind of your first real taste of this game screwing with you. You're probably hearing the radio noise, but there isn't an actual enemy in the room. The only thing in this room is that presence, that black outline you're seeing on the screen. And this is just kind of how the game really starts to mess with you and mess with some of your perceptions. Because up until this point, every time you hear that radio, you're like, okay, I know there's an enemy. I've got to get ready to deal with this. But then, right here, this one time, this is the first time in the game, you hear that noise as though there's an enemy right there, and there isn't. There's just a presence in the room. And it does some more of that in this, and also as the game progresses. And it's just a really neat example because it's the first time the game just really sort of messes with you a little bit, and it just kind of unnerves you just a little bit to really help you get into it and make it really tense, like really creepy. But anyway, back to my exploration here. I just want to make sure that I finish exploring the many rooms. I toy around the light a little bit. But basically, you go around and try all the doors. If it says it's jammed, which can't be open, you're not going to be going in there. At least for right now. I don't want to spoil what's going to be coming up, but it's a thing that is common to most of the Silent Hill series, and we shall be seeing in a little bit here. Well, not in a little bit. You explore most of the school without it, but it's a very neat thing. So yeah, most of this. I do apologize if this isn't necessarily the most exciting, because it is just me kind of exploring, and there's not too much happens in terms of the story progressing. It's just him exploring the school and finding items and killing a few things. So yeah, more stuff can't be opened. Of course, I've always wondered, who exactly goes around and jams all these locks? And even more strange, my character has a gun. If I really wanted, I could probably just shoot these open. Now, I unlocked that door, which let me cut back across, basically allowed me with some fast access to the save room. And then, let's see here. Yeah, we have an enemy here. I think I take him out, and then I think, yeah, I shoot this one. I think at some point I start breaking out my melee, and just to save ammo. Not that I really need to. But I just inspect this bathroom. And it's funny because I don't think anything happens in here, but like, since this is like a horror game, and everything, every time there's like a horror movie or some other game, like there's always something just like terrifying that like happens in the bathroom. It doesn't happen in this game. Maybe you fight an enemy or whatnot, but it's never like there's some big thing. It's a school bathroom. Um, there's some things that are maybe a little bit unnerving, but nothing too major. Yeah, I'm just inspecting all these stalls. Want to make sure that there isn't anything in there that I can take. Yeah, more map checking. I really gotta see about getting that door map noise. And also, one thing, and this goes along with setting the mood, this game does a really good job of making you feel isolated. Oh yeah, right here, this poster says "a friend in need." Like it says it very clearly. I just kind of stopped and looked at it. Um, and What I think is those stairs. When I went up those, all that was just walking up those stairs. Didn't have to press any button or anything. So now right here, I know there's an enemy, so I'm trying to prepare for it a little bit. Or I think there's an enemy. So I'm just trying to be careful, and I'm thinking how I'm gonna go through this here. Yeah, see, you got those two enemies. Deal with them rather handily. Yeah, I'm just checking here. I think it's right about here when I realize that I can get it. Look at that. That guy's on the ground over there, and like, I'm still getting some radio noise, so I know he's not dead. But like, his head was just like rolling back and forth. And it's that kind of thing that's just super, super just unnerving and kind of creepy. But I take those two guys out and proceed on my way. And oh yeah, I just kind of screw around with the pipe a little bit just to get it out and show it. And then at this point, I also notice that the camera is doing that slow rotation thing. I'm not doing that. That's the game. Um, but continue on my way. Get this health drink. Yeah, I have a lot of health items too. Um, but that doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to be the easiest thing for me to handle. Um, oh God, look at him! Like he looks so dopey to be honest, with his weird legs and the way his arms are just kind of stuck out like that. But just very calmly shoot him, and then I switch to the lead pipe and hit him, and he dies, or the monster dies anyway. So I swing once more just to make sure. And then I switch back to the gun. Now what's funny is those enemies, you can actually stomp on them once they're on the ground to kill them. I realized that a little in a little bit here and start doing that rather than switching to melee or any sort of weird thing like that. And then I was already in this room, but I just went back. Just it was mostly just for sake of exploration and full coverage. Cause in here I kind of note how I can't see the whole classroom, which is kind of weird. I mean, it is dark, but like I can't even actually view all of the classroom. But I do a little bit more searching, I do believe. I think coming up there's something. I think coming up there's something else. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, head over this way. Yeah, and that noise, um, is just so unnerving because it's just it happens out of nowhere. There's no tell for it at all. Um, and that actually kind of got me a little bit while I was recording this because it's one of those things that's just it's a little bit more subtle. So I actually stop and I'm like, there's probably something in there. But I head over there. Of course, we got some enemies. And then I think it's yeah, right there. I kind of realized. Wait, I could just step on them, but turns out there's some more handgun bullets, which it's actually a pretty decent trade. I used 6 bullets and wound up getting 15. So that's not too bad. But more checking out the bathroom. And then, yeah, I think I'm just kind of, like right here, I'm just kind of looking, seeing where I gotta go. Let's see, and then here is, I just start doing this, so I don't need to switch weapons anymore. And then another thing that's kind of neat that's been happening, but I haven't really talked about it too much, is my gun, if I were to not fire with it for a short time, it would automatically be reloaded, um, which is handy. And then this room here, this room is part of a puzzle that, from what I remember, is a gigantic pain. Just like an extremely difficult puzzle. You have to read this poem and then perform the notes at the piano. I can't actually do it right now because there's another thing that I need to do beforehand. But when I come back to this, which I don't believe happens in this episode, it's a huge pain because like the clue isn't very helpful, and you have to get it exactly right. But there's that. Oh yeah, this part. This is a really good way of just kind of just what the game does, because you're hearing that noise, and mind you, I am right now. I am legitimately thinking that there is some enemy, something I'm gonna have to shoot. I'm telling you, and I'm wondering. There's that drawer. I certainly try to shoot it. I was just trying to open it. So I reload my gun and then I open it, and a cat jumps out. And he says, just a cat. You hear the cat go out the door. And then something gets the cat. Check in there, nothing inside. No running or playing in the locker room. So at this point, I'm kind of on edge. It isn't my first time playing the game, but I remember when I first did this, and it really puts you on edge. Then there's just some enemies, and now I decide that Harry Mason's going to be a proficient killer and just move around, and shoot stuff like it's nothing. But like that whole sequence is actually really well done, just because it proceeds to it builds up your tension, and then it's kind of like, oh, nothing, but then it's like, oh wait, no, it's actually this. See, I'm still very wary because I'm still getting the radio noise. I'm thinking that there's an enemy or something. Yeah, at this point I'm actually kind of confused because I'm getting that noise, but as far as I can tell, there aren't any enemies. Yeah, I was a little bit surprised because I was just like, well, the enemies typically come in groups of 2. Oh, look, more handgun bullets. More of them. Not that I've been burning through them exactly. Hey, that's what I noticed right here. This little paper on the board. Like, I think it says Chicago News. Which is just, it seems so odd because, like, it seems like it almost like it's like giving you at least a sort of area of where this town actually is. And then also on these lockers here it says cut. It's one of those things that just really helps to set the mood. So I get the enemy noise again and I'm like, where's the enemy? I say screw it and head back in. So yep, once again, just checking, seeing what I'm gonna do. Yeah, see, at this point, I'm a little bit freaked out because there's the enemy noise, but I can't see any enemy, and I'm in the library and there's these stacks of books. So I have to kinda keep my wits about me here. I practice some strafing. Yeah, look at that. Some expert strafing. Yeah, see, I'm not sure which one has an enemy. I choose the wrong one. But take him out. Now, see, funny thing, if this was me in a similar situation, I would probably be just wigging out, just completely losing it, not knowing what I was going to do. Of course, I'd probably be wondering why I'm wandering around an elementary school at night with all the lights off. Um, but that's a whole other thing. Of course, it's funny, if you've ever actually been in any sort of grade school when all of the lights are off, they are creepy, creepy places just on their own. And this game actually does a pretty good job of getting that across. Like it wouldn't even have to be dark out for the place to be creepy, but you know, just that and the fact that there's nobody here, there's nothing here, just like random stuff. Okay, and then I find this. It's just a statue of a hand just hanging out here. And then this is actually a reference to that clue that I found earlier that said like 10 o'clock. Like something gold in the man's fist. Exchange for sage's water. Like. And I'm checking to see if I have any sort of like document command or anything to actually let me look at that. Oh yeah, I was also looking at my ammo. Like, I had 86 extra bullets there. Like, I actually had 100 rounds, like 101 rounds for my handgun. A little bit ridiculous, but of course I don't know why I'm complaining about it. It's probably actually a good thing. So I take this chemical here. And then I'm thinking that for some reason I can combine the chemical with distilled water. It's not the case. I just needed the chemical. So I go and actually check the chemical. It says concentrated hydrochloric acid. And I do actually really like how these enemies, like they just seem to kind of like stumble out of the darkness towards you. It has a pretty good feel to it. But I finish, you know, I do this thing, I get this item, I do like this part of like a puzzle that's going on here, and then I end it. So that's what's going to happen is I'm going to use this chemical on this hand. There's a little cutscene which shows that. And then the hand is destroyed. This is just the melted remains of a statue of a hand. Nothing to worry about. I was like, wait, it's just the melted remains of a statue of a hand. Nothing to worry about. See, I think at this point is when I kind of realized that Harry Mason, he doesn't care about his daughter. He's just a cold-blooded sociopath. Look at that, bam. Take those guys out like it's nothing. Yeah, I go and put this into the clock tower, then I think I end it. So the reason why I didn't stand really far back and shoot the guys is because the weapons in this game have a certain range to them, and if you're beyond that range, you won't hit. So I had to make sure that I was within range to actually hit the enemy, so I wouldn't waste ammo. I see this, and then I think I decide to actually go to the other, because I want to go to the other stairwell. I want to see if I can check out what's on the roof. No, lock is jammed, door won't open, so I won't be going on the roof today. So yeah, I just decided to do this, and you actually have to go and put the golden medallion into the clock tower in order to advance to the next step of the puzzle. Seems kind of weird because it just seems like unnecessary backtracking, but oh well, I do it. So yeah, basically, I go and put that in, and then I go and save and end this. So this ending will be coming up shortly here. So I put this in there, which then makes a noise, and so I go and I check the clock tower again. The tower door is locked. So the hands are stopped at 12, which is the next clue that I have to do. I can't remember if I actually go and check it or not. I think I do, just to be on the safe side. I can't remember exactly which one is it. See, I already did that one. And this is the one for 12 o'clock. And this puzzle is just, oh, it's terrible. It's really difficult. The clues don't make any sense. But at this point, I decide to just go and save my progress. So this will be ending shortly here. So thank you very much for watching this episode of my full playthrough of Silent Hill. The next one will be up in another couple days. And if you like the video, tell your friends, all that stuff really helps me out. And so thank you once again, and I will see you next time.